We're talking about the aging pigment, the stuff that builds up as cells die off and our ability to process them drains away, or our ability to help process them and drain them away becomes compromised. That's not melanin. I'm making a distinction here between pigment on the surface of the skin. That's the pigment that's associated with tanning, the pigment that's associated with complexion. That's called melanin. And that stuff's a problem too, especially for women who are pregnant. There's something called the mask of pregnancy. Women will get this discoloration right around the eye area. Almost looks like a raccoon mask. Sometimes women will get this darkening as they get older or they go through menopause. That's a really important skin condition a lot of folks have problems with, called hyperpigmentation, melasma. It's associated with estrogen, the female hormone estrogen, thus the mask of pregnancy. Estrogen goes up when we get pregnant, when a woman gets pregnant. As estrogen levels change premenopausally and during menopause, pigmentation can occur. We're going to talk about that kind of pigmentation. We're going to talk about some strategies for eliminating it or even better preventing it. And it is an important aspect of skin health. And we will be talking about that in the coming days. But right now I want to make this distinction between melanin or skin pigment and lipofuscin. Lipofuscin is not cosmetic. Melanin, hyperpigmentation, darkening on the surface of the skin, that's a cosmetic issue mostly. Certainly there's some internal issues as well that are associated with that, but mostly that's cosmetic. Lipofuscin, on the other hand, is about aging. It's about breaking down, and it's ultimately about health. And understanding how to eliminate it or prevent it is really important when it comes to longevity, when it comes to anti-aging, much more than a cosmetic problem. You know, you can tell lipofuscin because it's deeper. It's not on the surface. It's deeper in the skin. You can see it on the skin, but it's deeper, and you can't really scrub it away or rub it away. You can't do anything topically to get rid of lipofuscin. There's lots of nutritional and internal strategies, however, that you can use. And if you notice these brown spots, they call them liver spots, are accumulating on the arms, and that's typically where they will happen, on the arms, sometimes on the face, and also on the legs. If you're noticing that you're starting to accumulate this aging pigment, this lipofuscin on the surface, rest assured it's happening inside the body too. It's happening in the brain, it's happening in the heart, it's happening in the various organs, the spleen and the kidney and the liver, and it's aging you. It's making you get older, and it's increasing your risks for degenerative diseases. So you want to figure out how to reduce its appearance, reduce its formation, and increase or improve the body's ability to eliminate it. And there's a couple of things. There's actually a twofold strategy for reducing or eliminating lipofuscin. Number one, you want to speed up its removal. Lipofuscin is drained from the body by something called the lymph. Now, we talk about the lymph periodically, but in my opinion, not nearly enough. You certainly don't hear a lot about it from your medical professionals or on standard radio programs that talk about nutrition even. The lymphatic system is part of the blood, part of the circulatory system. It is kind of similar to the blood system. It's all one big circulatory system, the lymph and the blood, and it's really not, it's sort of an artificial distinction to separate the two. They're both part of the circulatory system, but the lymph is more involved with draining poisons out of the body and with helping fatty material transport through the body. Fats don't really transport through the blood. They transport around the body. And by fats, I'm talking essential fatty acids. I'm talking your fatty vitamins like vitamins D, E, A, and K, so-called DEEK vitamins, as well as toxicity, prescription drugs, and food toxins. These are all traveling through the lymph. And keeping the lymphatic system circulating effectively is super, super important. One of the most important of all health strategies is to keep your lymph circulating. Bodily movement is how nature designed the lymphatic system to circulate. The blood circulates via the pumping action of the heart, but the lymph doesn't have a pump, really. We're the pump. Our body is the pump. Our muscles are the pump. So making sure you're moving your muscles is the way to circulate lymph, and everybody should be doing it. A rebounder is one of the all-time great health tools you could ever use. It'll cost you about $60. It's a mini trampoline. You can keep it in your living room or in your basement and just jump on it for 60 seconds in the morning, 60 seconds at night. Especially in the morning, it'll help wake you up in the morning. If you feel like you have a cold, you're coming down with a cold, or if you have any kind of health issue that involves stagnation, lymphedema, for example, a pooling up of fluids in the bottom of your legs, or any cardiovascular heart health issue, or just for general health, jumping up and down on a rebounder is an amazing, awesome way to keep that lymph circulating. That means more nutrients, and that means more detoxification, and it's extra important if you're dealing with an immune disease, which can cause the lymph to become congested, a digestive problem, which can cause the lymph to become congested, or if you're on prescription drugs, because prescription drugs are drained via the lymph. So getting on a rebound or exercising, walking, even up and down the stairs. If you're morbidly obese, you can still walk up and down the stairs. Do you know just walking up and down the stairs for some folks is a great exercise? Exercise, remember, XARC is just destabilization. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to be lifting weights. You don't need to get on the treadmill for half an hour. You don't need P90X where you work out for 90 minutes. That's all great stuff. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but you don't need to be overwhelmed by exercise. All it takes is destabilization. Now, keep in mind, the body doesn't like being destabilized, so we're not going to necessarily want to exercise. You got to kind of force yourself. Anything that's good for you, we probably aren't going to want to do. This idea that we should want to do things is something that needs to be re-examined. You know, if things were easy to do, we would all be doing them. So taking care of your diet or exercising or getting on a good nutritional supplement program, there's going to be some inertia that we got to bust through if we're going to be able to exploit or leverage the advantages from these kinds of strategies. Hang tight, I'll finish this up when we come back from our break. We'll talk a little bit of lymph. We'll talk nutrition for the lymph when we come back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Hi, nutritional pharmacist Ben Fuchs here from the Brightside Radio Show. Come check out my presentation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Monday, August 3rd at the Faith Tabernacle Gospel Fellowship Church. Bring your family, friends, loved ones, and let's fill the house. I want to talk about raw materials and nutritional supplements that your body needs to restore and maintain good health. Register at 5 p.m. If you've got questions, call Clinton Scott at 763-221-8432. 763-221-8432. Hope to see you there. There's a guy named Dr. Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor. Both a veterinarian and a naturopathic physician, Doc asks, why is this country spending more money on healthcare by far and ranking 50th in health and longevity worldwide? Doc believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, taking charge of their life, and attaining optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic pharmaceutical drugs that lead to side effects that require more expensive and toxic pharmaceutical drugs. Talk about being dependent on drug companies to our own destruction, no less. This is clearly a deadly recipe. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the government and big pharma manipulation of our health and healthcare system. I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare, and I've joined forces with him to help this tireless crusader spread his message. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's deadly recipe lectures. It makes a lot of sense, and I invite you to join our Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's www.brightsideben.com.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Okay, honey, I have to ask, and be honest here. Have you been taking a little blue pill? Because things have been pretty good in the bedroom lately.
No, I swear.
You didn't pick anything up at the Pharmacia last month in Cancun?
No.
Well, something's different.
I have been taking that heart and body extract you bought me.
But that's for your heart and to control your cholesterol.
Well, I read HB extract also promotes healthy prostate function.
I never guessed it would work this well,
But you're glad it did.
Oh, yeah.
Heart and Body Extract is a 100% organic formula that promotes a strong heart, healthy arterial flow, better circulation, improves erectile and prostate gland function, and provides youthful energy, strength, and stamina. Find out more at heartandbodyextract.com. Heart and Body Extract paired with healthy heart choices is a winning combination. Call toll-free to order or for free information. 1-866-295-5305. 1-866-295-5305.
Affordable health insurance was the promise of Obamacare, but for many, the government mandate caused more problems than it solved. And I want to tell you about a truly affordable alternative, Liberty HealthShare. Liberty HealthShare bypasses doctor and hospital panels, giving you the freedom to choose. 100% coverage up to $1 million per year per occurrence, who includes dental, vision, pharmacy, and holistic care. Call 1-800-714-6993. 1-800-714-6993. 1-800-714-6993 today.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
You're fired.
According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time.
You're fired.
According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%.
You're fired.
1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105.
You're fired.
Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. The toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld.com.
Hi, this is Steve Spillum for Midas Resources. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard and put us into a fiat currency. This allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to create trillions of dollars out of thin air. The national debt has risen to incredible heights, and your hard-earned dollars by a small fraction of what they once did. The average life expectancy for a fiat currency is 27 years. The dollar is failing and on borrowed time. When currencies fall, people turn to gold and silver because gold and silver have been real money for more than 5,000 years. It is our mission at Midas Resources to help you preserve your capital. Don't let your personal savings shrink to nothing. For important free information on how you can protect your personal wealth, contact me, Steve Spillum, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Call today while we are still accepting dollars for gold and silver. 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Make a change in your financial security today. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 308.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Okay, we're talking lipofuscin. Lipo means fat, fuchsin means dark, lipofuscin, dark fat. So named because the stuff is fatty, it sticks, doesn't rinse out of the body like water-soluble material does, and it's dark, it's oxidized, it's brown. And that's why it shows up as brown spots. The lymphatic system, part of the blood, or part of the circulatory system, I should say, is charged with eliminating fatty substances. And as we get older, the lymph gets clogged up. When we're sick, the lymph gets clogged up. That's why the doctor will kind of squeeze right around your neck. You have two concentrated lumps of lymph. They're called nodes, lymph nodes, right around your neck area. And when you're sick, those areas will swell. Little kids sometimes will get their lymphatic system in the neck area will get so clogged up they'll have to have a surgical procedure called a tonsillectomy to remove the lymph. Tonsils are part of the lymph, and kids who are allergic to dairy or eating crappy foods or just generally unhealthy, their lymphatic system will get so clogged up that the only way to get rid of it, to eliminate the congestion, which can cause problems breathing because the lymph is located near where the air comes down the windpipe, they'll have to surgically remove the lymph. The lymph is, the way we live our lives anyway, the lymph gets readily clogged, and keeping that lymphatic system moving around is super duper important. If you're noticing that as you get older, you're getting those brown spots, lipofuscin, chances are your lymphatic system is starting to clog up. Get on a rebounder. Move your body around. Do stairs. Carry around a backpack with a bunch of books in it and just do 3 or 4 steps. When you're exercising, if you move your body super slowly, it'll take you a lot less time to get a complete exercise. When I go to the gym and I do my curls or my resistance training, I only have 15 minutes a day to do my workout, so I do my exercises super duper slowly. And you get tired, or you reach a point where your muscles are fatigued much more quickly if you move your body slowly when you're exercising. So walking briskly, moving your body around on stairs, on a rebounder, these are all mechanisms for improving lymphatic circulation. Of course, you also want to reduce the production of toxicity, the toxins that get into the lymph in the first place, and that means digestive health. There's a very important opening into the lymphatic system at the level of the intestines. There are little doorways, little portals into the lymph right at the level of the intestine. And one of the major ways the lymph gets clogged up is through foods, especially fatty foods. One of the big problems with homogenized milk is the fact that the fat particles have been ground up so small they go right into the lymph. Cow's milk, as we buy it in a supermarket, homogenized and pasteurized cow's milk, is most definitely not a health food. It's an awful food. Now, theoretically, milk can be a good food, but the way we buy in supermarkets, it's definitely a lymph-destroying food. And if you're noticing that you have lymphatic congestion or accumulation of lipofuscin, eliminating dairy is one of the all-time great strategies for helping clear the lymph, along with moving your body around and exercising. Of course, the mighty 90 essential nutrients are important. Stabilizing blood sugar is important. Oxygen is super duper important. And relaxation, turning on the parasympathetic nervous system, is also important. This is all part of moving the lymph around. This is all part of reducing the formation of brown spots, lipofuscin. But it's really about anti-disease. It's really about health. It's really about longevity. It's really about feeling better. The idea, the notion that we need a doctor, we need a prescription, we need a surgical procedure to be healthy, when there's all of these wonderful non-medical strategies with that have no side effects, they're free essentially, We can jump on a rebounder for free. We can walk up and down the steps for free. We can take a brisk walk around the block for free. We deep breathe for free. All these wonderful strategies that are non-medical, require no middleman. Remember, medicine is about middlemen. It's so amazing to me. There's no reason why anybody needs to have a chronic degenerative disease. And folks, there's not a single prescription drug or doctor strategy on planet Earth that can make a difference. Certainly not the kind of difference that jumping up and down on a rebounder can do, or practicing your deep breathing techniques. Anyway, for lipofuscin or for anti-aging or for anti-disease or for anything else, improve digestive health first. That's always the first thing you want to do. That will improve nutrient absorption, and that will also reduce the steady stream of toxicity that enters into the lymph, body ultimately, which is the body sewage system. Especially fatty toxins. Most toxins tend to be fatty. That's because fatty stuff sticks. Watery stuff is excreted out of the body. In fact, one of the ways the body processes fatty toxins, and that includes prescription drugs. Make no mistake about it. Prescription drugs are processed as toxins, and one of the ways the body processes fatty toxins is by making them more water soluble, because fatty stuff sticks. It's like peanut butter. Peanut butter sticks. It sticks to the roof of your mouth. It sticks to a knife on the sink. All oily, fatty material sticks, and toxins, which tend to be fatty, are sticky. That's why the lymph is the system that drains out toxins, because the lymph is how fats are transported through the body. So toxins enter into the lymphatic system through the digestive tract. That includes prescription drugs as well as food toxins and fatty material that's found in dairy and other foods. And as these toxins enter into the lymph through the digestive system, eventually the lymph will become clogged. Poisons will accumulate, and then nutrients won't get delivered into the cells. That means vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin K. You could supplement all you want. But if the lymph is clogged and it's not transporting these vitamins to the cells, they're not going to do you any good. And by the way, same with essential fatty acids, omega-3s and omega-6s. These are also transported through the lymph. That means the accumulation of toxicity is going to cause a wide range of mysterious, seemingly mysterious, medically mysterious, and serious health conditions. Fibromyalgia is a classic example of a clogged up lymph. Fibromyalgia always occurs, or mostly occurs, in women, and that's because the fatty hormone estrogen is involved. Fibromyalgia occurs throughout the body. You guys, fibromyalgia, as anybody who has it knows, is absolutely miserable, and the medical model is completely mystified at how to deal with it. Well, I'm telling you how to deal with it. You focus on the lymph. You focus on fats. You focus on fat absorption and fat digestion and fat processing. Use probiotics. Move your body around. Fibromyalgia affects the entire body, so that immediately tells you you're dealing with a circulatory issue. How else could the entire body be affected? You tell that to your doctor. If you have fibromyalgia, which is one of the dumbest of all medical diagnoses, fiber, myo, muscle, algia, pain, fiber muscle pain. So you go to the doctor and tell him your muscles hurt, and he says, "Oh, you have fiber muscle pain." "Oh, thanks, doctor." Except he says it in Latin, so he could charge you for it. Anyway, fibromyalgia, by its very definition, by its nature, tells you you're dealing with a circulatory system issue, primarily a lymphatic issue, and that means a fatty issue. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got so much more to say on the bright side, and we'll take your calls too. Got a full board open for you too, 844-236-6010. Try to call in early so we get to as many calls as we can here. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the bright side. Physical activity may help treat dementia. This is from Medscape for Pharmacists. New research shows that being physically active not only reduces cognitive decline and improves neuropsychiatric symptoms in patients with dementia, but it may also reduce Alzheimer's disease markers, including those plaques, those so-called plaques, amyloid plaques, that doctors are so fond of citing as a cause for Alzheimer's disease. Today we know Alzheimer's disease is a diabetic issue. It's a blood sugar issue. It's even called type 3 diabetes. Got a letter here from a gentleman, Dave. He says, can you please recommend what you think the best treatment for Alzheimer's disease is? And if possible, I'd like to speak to someone knowledgeable about Alzheimer's disease. Dave will give you a call here later on if you're listening. Alzheimer's disease is a blood sugar issue as well as a digestive issue as well as an oxygenation and relaxation issue. I call that the triangle of disease. And Alzheimer's disease, like all chronic degenerative diseases, can be backtracked to this triad of symptomology. All of them. All chronic degenerative diseases. This is such good news. because what it means is we have control. There's no doctor that can help us control our blood sugar. That's a dietary issue. There's no doctor necessary for oxygenation and relaxation and digestive health strategies. And by working with this triad, this triangle of health challenges, of health issues, everything improves. From the journal Retina, we talked about macular degeneration last week, from the journal Retina, March 2015, metabolic syndrome, that's diabetes, that's blood sugar issues. Metabolic syndrome increases the risk of age-related macular degeneration. Metabolic syndrome, obesity, high glucose, and high blood fats are predictors of progression of age-related macular degeneration. That's a quote from Retina, the very highly regarded journal Retina, March 2015. It's endless, you guys, endless. The links between how we live our lives in terms of nutrition and lifestyle choices and food and chronic degenerative disease. And you're not going to hear that from any medical professionals because that's just how they make their living, and that's tragic and that's unfortunate. Here's another juicy one from Medscape Pharmacist. Inhaled steroids exacerbate pollution's effects on asthma. What? Are you kidding me? Inhaled steroids make asthma worse. Oh my God. Well, it's obvious if you understand how these things work that inhaled steroids are going to make things worse because steroids shut down the immune system. Who the heck thinks that's a good idea, to suppress the immune system, especially in a kid and especially in the respiratory tract? Of course it's going to make pollution's effect on asthma worse. You guys, there isn't a single medical strategy that can help us reduce or reverse a chronic degenerative disease, even though you may get your symptoms reduced. Health is not about reducing symptoms. And it's not the doctor's fault either. It's the model's fault. It's not the individual doctor's fault. The individual doctor is trained in disease management, not in health. The individual doctor goes to school to study disease. Well, that's great, but where's health? They should call them disease professionals, not health professionals. It's really endless, the craziness. I'm going to be on the Dead Doctor Show today. I'm going to talk about Praluent. Praluent is the new $14,000 a year injectable nastiness biologic, they call it, that lowers your cholesterol. Hasn't been shown to do anything for heart disease, by the way. Just lowers your cholesterol for $14,000 a year. If any doctor ever writes a prescription for Praluent, I don't know how they can live with themselves. To this day, Praluent hasn't been shown. It's been studied now for over a year. They still haven't been able to, or over 5 years, I think, and they still haven't been able to show that it lowers or reduces the risks of heart attacks and strokes. But it does lower your cholesterol. It does lower your LDL cholesterol. Of course, they do know that it has side effects like neurocognitive, brain effects, and pain effects, and muscle effects, as all cholesterol-lowering pharmacological agents do. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Larry in Oklahoma. What's going on, man? Welcome to The Bright Side.
Hello. Yes, hey. I wondered if you had an opinion of the Brzezinski Clinic in Houston, Texas.
You know, I don't have an opinion. Yeah, I know the doc. I don't know him personally, but I read about him, and I know some of his work. Dr. Brzezinski is the anti-cancer doctor, and I know the government doesn't like him, and I know they've been trying to shut him down, and that usually is a good, that means he's on the right track if the government's trying to shut him down, probably. So I can't speak specifically, but I can tell you that he is an alternative practitioner, and if I had cancer, I would certainly be listening to what he had to say. Are you thinking about for cancer, Larry?
Well, I've got a complicated situation. I had a simple ascending colon removal because I had a bleeding tumor there. But after the surgery, everything went fine, except and my internals worked just great. But I had an infection on the incision. Okay, you with me?
Yes, sir.
And they sent me home with a wound vac. It finally closed up after, about 6 or 7 weeks. But then shortly thereafter, this bulge kind of appeared in that area, right over where the incision was. And the doctor kept telling me it was scar tissue. And I asked everybody that I had anything to do with medically what this was. Unfortunately, it was a tumor.
I would... If I were you, I would check out. I would at least see do you live in well, you're in Oklahoma, but if you're close by.
No, No, we're not close. About 600 miles.
It might be worth it. I mean, I hear good things about him. He does this. He has his kind of interesting therapies. Supposedly they're not proven, but I would definitely see what he has to say. Meantime, you might want to do a couple other things. You might want to start fasting, especially if you have a colon issue. You may want to practice intermittent fasting, and certainly, absolutely, if you're not already, you want to reduce the amount of food that you eat. Caloric restriction, and then anything you do for digestive health, including fermented food and probiotics and liquefying your foods, making smoothies and juices, as well as bone soup would be in your interest. High doses of vitamin C can be helpful also. You may want to look at injectable vitamin C. I love injectable vitamin C. Have you done that? Have you tried that?
I do. I inject B12 because...
No, vitamin C is a little bit different. It's majorly anti-cancer and anti-infection as well. So that might do some good for you. Also, intravenous glutathione might be something else that you want to think about. Yes?
That last thing you said kind of went over my head.
Okay, let me spell it for you, okay? It's intravenous, meaning IV. They put it right in your blood. And then the second word is glutathione. Glutathione is the body's natural anti-cancer fighter. It's made in the liver. As we get older and the more prescription drugs we take, the less glutathione we have, and the more susceptible we are to cancer. So intravenously injecting it can be helpful. Let me spell it for you, okay, Larry?
Okay.
It's Glutatione, glutathione. You can also use glutamine supplements to help make glutathione, but in your case, I would look at it IV. All right?
Okay.
God bless you, my friend. Good luck with everything, okay? And you feel free to shoot me an email with your phone number if you want some personal attention. I'm glad to help out. All right, Larry. Thanks so much, buddy. Okay, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. Back on the bright side, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you're interested in purchasing any of the longevity products you hear us talk about on the program or advertise on the program, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, or you can head over to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com and order products right off the website, or you can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the websites, or you can call 866-735-2470 and do the same. You can join the Brightside Ben team by calling 866-735-2470. If you're interested in my Truth Treatment products, go to truthtreatments.com. 844-236-6010 is our number. Ruth in Washington. Good morning. What's up? Welcome to the Brightside.
Hi, Pharmacist Ben. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on? Where in Washington are you?
I am in Issaquah.
Where's that?
That is on the east side, almost to Snoqualmie Pass.
I don't know where that is either. How far from Cat? Is it north or north in the state?
It is south. It's south. It's a suburb of Seattle.
Oh, okay, got it. Washington is so beautiful. If I didn't live in Colorado, I would live in Washington. I just love that state.
I love Colorado. And I met you in Vegas at the airport. You were running to get your
was that you?
Out at Leadership. Yes, with
that was you?
McFadden. That was me.
Hi, Ruth. Somebody sent me a text. Was that you that sent me a text or a Facebook, or was it your friend?
I sent you an email. But I didn't follow it up. I know you're so busy.
But it was a nice email. Did I not call you back? Did I should have called you back or something? Did I miss a phone call?
Well,
I do it all the time. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're so busy.
I am busy. This is true. I like being busy. What's going on? How can we help you, Ruth?
Okay, my son has suffered from boils. I think they call it something suppurativa,
oh, my goodness. Hidradenitis suppurativa.
Thank you.
That's an acne inversa. That's a terrible. It's much worse than boils.
Well, I've been in longevity for 3 years now. I've been treating him according to Dr. Wallach's recipe.
Okay. Does Doc have a? Does he have a protocol for that?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the deal. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ruth. Is he getting better?
Go ahead.
Well, let me just ask you: is he getting better?
He still gets them, and there is quite a bit of scar tissue. The only thing that's different is they're bursting on their own. They always have, but he thinks they're bursting faster.
Okay. Well, I don't like that he's been 3 years.
New one in a new area now. Now he's been fighting them. It hasn't been for 3 years. I've been in longevity for 3 years. He's been having them probably for the last year.
Okay.
So for 5 months, we've been using this recipe. The only thing we haven't tried is Dr. Wallach's vitamin A. He says 100,000 international units a day.
That's not a bad idea. Vitamin A is super important for the skin, and you can take high doses. Make sure you're using all of the nutrients, your whole Healthy Start Pack, if you're going to take that much vitamin A. But here's the deal. The skin in general is part of the immune system. It's along with the digestive tract, it forms the bulk of the immune system. There's some immunity in the blood and in the lungs also. But when you have a skin problem, you want to focus on the immune system and the digestive system. Those are the two places that you want to work. So link his breakouts, his boils, when they get worse, flare-ups, to foods and the foods he's eating. In fact, Ruth, how old is your boy?
He's 27.
Okay, well, I would highly recommend that he fasts for a few days. All right, he'll notice that his skin improves when he fasts, and then when he starts eating again, he'll notice that his skin gets worse, especially if he starts eating his favorite foods. So you want to link the breakouts to specific foods. That's step number one. And for the listeners, hidradenitis suppurativa is a skin condition that's also known as acne inversa. It's like it's a type of acne like breakout, but it features boils and cysts, and it's just miserable.
And he did have really bad acne for years.
Well, it's all connected.
Dermatologist, and that cleared up with the longevity.
Well, let's clear the rest up now too. Now, when he was a baby, when he was a kid, did he have any digestive issues, food intolerances, food allergies, things like that?
Not that I know of, but we do follow the good foods, bad list.
Okay, it's more than good foods.
Bad foods list now.
It's more than good foods, bad foods. It's good foods for him and bad foods for him. What's your boy's name?
James.
Okay, so it's good foods for James, bad foods for James. That's how good foods, bad foods should work, because everybody's an individual. It's really difficult to say blank. Some foods are bad for everybody pretty much, but for the most part, we have our own specific problem foods, and he wants to know what those are. He may be thinking he's eating a good food, but it's bad for him. Then you want to start supporting and strengthening the digestive tract, and the Biolumin Nightly Essence is a key. So same with the Z Radical, or the Fucoid Z, I'm sorry. So Fucoid Z, 3 in the morning, 3 at night, and then the Nightly Essence, 3 in the morning, 3 at night as well. Have him eliminating foods and do an elimination diet, and also fasting can also help him too. And then there's specific nutrients for the skin and the immune system. Vitamin A is a great idea, but you want to make sure you're doing it with all of the nutrients. In fact, I'd be getting some sun also to get his vitamin D. Make sure he's on 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate every day. And Doc probably told you this, but just in case, make sure he's using the Ultimate Selenium. I'd be doing 600 micrograms a day of that. Make sure he's doing his Ultimate EFAs. He probably wants, I would say for most people, three times a day, but I would double that for him. Maybe 6 times a day, or 3 times a day. So he's doing 18 a day, at least for a little bit.
Now, okay, so 50 milligrams zinc and the selenium, how much?
600 micrograms a day. That's 6 capsules a day. Okay. And then make sure that he's using his Ultimate EFAs as well. And I would be doing, if I were him, 18 of those a day, at least to start, until his skin starts to improve a little bit. Okay? Mostly focus on the immune system, however, and that means foods, and there's lots of other things too, and that means foods. Topically, if he wants to use a little bit of retinol, that will speed up the healing and will reduce the likelihood of scarring, and there is a high chance that he's going to scar because the boils are so severe. So using retinol on top, once the boils start to resolve, using retinol on top of the skin can help reduce the likelihood of scar formation.
Now, is it curable? He's been reading on the web.
No, it's not curable. No,
it's not.
It's not curable. That's a childish word that they use to infantilize you. It's not a cure. It's reversing. It's the body. There's no cures. Cures means that remember I said this, I don't know if you heard this, but I said this last week. Cures implies that you have this magical disease state and all of a sudden, you wave a wand and it disappears. That's not how it works. It's a process, and what we want to do is reverse the process. You follow me? So it's not, cure is not the right word to use. Cure is a doctor word, and they use that to, create this mystical, magical idea around diseases. It's not a cure. You stop doing the things that are causing the problem. Last week I was talking about running and verbs. Disease is disease-ing. You know what I'm saying? It has an ing at the end of it. It's a verb. It's a process. So when you stop doing the things that are causing the process resolves itself. And by the way, nutritional deficiencies count as a thing that we're doing. So once you reverse nutritional deficiencies, once you eliminate the problems, the stuff that's getting into the system, the body will take care of the rest. And by the way, I'll probably talk about this in the next few days, but the skin is loaded with bacteria. And lots of things we do, from drinking chlorinated water and fluoridated water and taking antibiotics and eating antibiotics in fish and in dairy and using preservatives in skincare, can kill the natural bacteria on top of the skin. This is why I never use preservatives in my formulations. That's why the Truth treatment products have no preservatives in them.
Your skincare is wonderful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you can't, the point is, you can't manipulate or play around with the bacteria on the skin either through antibiotics and foods and chlorine in water and topical preservatives and not expect to have a problem. So focus on what's going into the system in terms of foods that are activating the immune system. Make sure he's getting his nutritional supplements and doing a food diary and also fasting and caloric restriction. And the body will take care of the work. And absolutely, hidradenitis suppurativa, as all chronic degenerative conditions are, is reversible. Thank you so much for your kind words, Ruth. Appreciate it.
One more quick question. He's on gluten-free beer.
Well, gluten-free is another one of those cliche things, and it's just, there's many more things. Gluten-free is great, but there's many more things in foods that are not gluten that could be a problem. So you'll eat your gluten-free foods, but there's other things in the foods. So you don't want to go gluten-free as much as you want to go problem-free. Look at the foods that are causing problems and then eliminate those foods, okay?
Awesome. Thanks.
God bless you.
Have a great day. God bless you.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, Brian, man, got about a minute. What's going on? I'm sorry to rush you. Can we help you quickly, Brian, in New Hampshire?
Yeah, you can. Really quick. I'll just keep it as quick as possible. I'd like you to touch upon this maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
I have a lot of problem with people that are on paleo diets. They don't really know much about diets. But recently I've been getting in problem with vegans who have been telling me that eggs are the sort of cause of diabetes. And
there's a lot of idiocy about eggs out there, and I've been reading about it myself. I want Brian, it's a great subject. Brian, I got like 30 seconds, man, but it's a great topic. I'd love you to call tomorrow. Can I get you to call tomorrow?
You bet.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you. It's a super important topic. Eggs are a power food. Some people have a problem with eggs, absolutely. But other than that, they are truly a power food. They're loaded, absolutely packed. Nature's densest nutrient source. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Hopefully Brian will call back tomorrow. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Check out my website, brightsideben.com, and you can purchase any of my skincare products at truthtreatments.com. Have yourselves a spectacular, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water is vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Hi, nutritional pharmacist Ben Fuchs here from the Brightside Radio Show. Come check out my presentation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Monday, August 3rd at the Faith Tabernacle Gospel Fellowship Church. Bring your family, friends, loved ones, and let's fill the house. I want to talk about raw materials and nutritional supplements that your body needs to restore and maintain good health. Register at 5 p.m. If you've got questions, call Clinton Scott at 763-221-8432. 763-221-8432. Hope to see you there.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talc syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talc syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true, they're all guilty. Every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't live to be at least 100 and have a great time getting there. And I'm going to give you a free copy of my lecture that tells you exactly how to do it. In fact, after you've lived a long and healthy life, there should be only 2 documents in your medical chart, a birth certificate and a death certificate. I'm Dr. Wallach with a warning. If you have a 4-inch medical chart, if you take prescription drugs for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, arthritis, joint pains, and other health issues, the medical profession is failing you. They're using you for an ATM machine. My free lecture is going to reveal what pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. There's been groundbreaking research and discoveries on how to effectively treat or eliminate over 900 different diseases naturally, and it's all in my free lecture called Deadly Recipe. So call toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. Again, that's toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. 1-855-79-YOUNG.
Ouch! My back is out again.
Hi, Dr. Ortman with Wellspring Spinal Care. If you're experiencing neck, mid, or lower back pain, this information is for you. One of the complaints that I hear is patients receive their typical adjustment, only having to repeat them as the pain returns. Putting the bones back in place is only half of the battle. At Wellspring Spinal Care, we have the entire solution. We use the NUCA approach, utilizing 3-dimensional x-rays and gentle touch technology to deliver specific correction. We then design a custom nutritional supplement program which provides essential nutrients targeting the areas of concern. With a NUCA approach and proper nutrition, you'll be on your way to a faster and more permanent recovery. To get you on the road to wellness, visit drortman.com. That's drortman.com, or call us today, 952-303-9124. That's 952-303-9124. Wellspring Spinal Care, chiropractic done right.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off of your entire order, and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.